Dear students, today we are going to study about pie chart.
By now, we should be very comfortable making bar graphs to represent data. We have looked at normal bar graphs, joint bar graphs, subdivided bar graphs, and percentage bar graphs. But bar graphs are not the only way to present the data. Look at this example in which we can see different types of cars and their sales in a particular month. So in that month, 150 type A cars were sold, 100 type B cars, 80 type C cars, and 170 type D cars were sold. First, let us see how the bar graph for this data would look. 4 bars to represent the sales of 4 types of cars. An appropriate scale of 1 centimeter equal to 40 cars was chosen. We can see that car D was the best-selling model in that month, and lesser numbers of car C were sold. But is there any other way in which we can represent this data? Assuming that these were the only 4 types of cars sold, this is another way in which the data can be shown. It's a circle divided into 4 parts or sectors of not necessarily the same sizes. If all these regions are sectors, it means this point has to be the center. But what are these regions? They represent the 4 parts, sales of each, A, B, C, and D. Do not worry about how we drew this. We will see that soon. Just try to understand the logic first. Assume this entire circle represents the total number of car sales. These 4 sum up to 500. 500 cars were sold that month. This region A represents 30% of the total sales, which is 150 cars. How did we get this 30%? 150 divided by 500 multiplied by 100, and that's 30%. In the same way, B represents 20%, which is 100 cars. C represents 16%, which is 80 cars. And D represents 34%, that is 170 cars. 150 is 30% of 500. 100 is 20% of 500. 80 and 170 are 16 and 34% respectively. The region A covers 30% of the entire circle. Region B covers 20% of the entire circle. And regions C and D represent 16 and 34% of the entire circle. We use a circle to represent the total and make parts of it to represent each category. This type of representation is called a pie chart. And what's the best example of a pie chart? Yes, it's a pizza. It's a pie chart with equal parts or sectors. I was looking for some examples of pie charts, but then I thought I should make one myself. So I asked many people a question. What do you do while waiting for your toast to pop up? I drew a circle that represents the number of people I approached. Around 4% of the people told me that they get butter and cutlery out. 2% of the people told me that they clean up the kitchen. And you will not believe that the remaining 94% told me that they just stare at the toaster. Isn't that true with us too? A few people were asked to categorize the content of a pop song. A circle was drawn to represent the entire content. Around 2% was actual lyrics. 25% was the word yay. 30% was the word ooh. And the remaining was the word baby. This was just a funny way to understand pie charts. We will look at a couple of serious examples in our other videos.
So students, I hope you all have understood how to draw a pie chart. So there is a small assignment based on it. Please try to solve it. Thank you.